me feeling like I'm academics.
And I kind of feel bad because, you know, I've met with Chrisean Rock, and I do think, she's someone who's on a healing journey. However, it's a little bit torn because, you know, sometimes people could do a lot of bullshit in the world, and all of a sudden when they say they're saved, you're supposed to just forgive them or forget. But she spoke about her child and people's comments about her child recently. And a lot of people were really keen on like mentioning a few things like, yo, listen, your kid is not developing correctly. Your kid has a disability. And she decided to speak about, you know, her child and her child's development. And she says some bizarre things, which I think most people are like, what are you talking about, girl? Okay. Check this out first. So this is her talking about, is Blueface the father?
I do try to keep a window open for like him being a dad, but it's like, okay, well, we would come over so you could be a dad, but I really want to be so trusting that I could just drop him off. This is your kid. But it's like you over here making rap songs calling him a dumb baby, and then you talking about his hair. So now you cyberbullying our kid. He can't even defend himself. So this is why, okay, so I'm gonna read exactly why he disowned our kid. He said, you don't want to be with me, Chrisean. You have no enthusiasm or anything to see me. I'm done playing around. Just keep doing what you're doing. This was February 16th. So I said, I have enthusiasm. You just letting a demon make you believe the worst about me. He said, you don't F with me, gang. I ain't gonna force it. I said, your pride is the problem. You need to align yourself with your actions, not tell me or you want me while drunk out your mind in other people's faces. Like you saying all these things. I do things to show you I F with you while you do nothing but complain and makes shit difficult for no reason. I'm straight. If you ain't mutual, I was in prison. You chose to go stream instead of waiting at home for me. I don't know what this has to do with like anything. Like he just doesn't make sense to me. I said, I'm not competing with your single lifestyle. If you want me back, that requires a different version of you. I'm not asking for perfection, but I need consistency, sobriety, and intentional behavior. Detox.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Chrisean. And I feel bad for her, even though I give her a lot of blame. I think it's unforgivable the way she acted when she was pregnant. I think, you know, even Blueface, I think he stands to be blamed a lot. They treated the baby like content. They thought they could do all the same stuff they were doing just to get a bag because they were being filmed on Zeus and all these other things. And they really helped fuck up this baby's life. And I think she should be blamed. But remember when I sat with her, and if you wonder, like, you know, some people are like, damn, how'd you switch up your demeanor and thoughts about her? Yo, the guilt is written all over her face. Like, she hasn't said it yet, but she knows she fucked up. Like, she literally knows that she fucked up. And watching her, I was just seeing a lot of hurt. Even hearing her read, you could hear, like, she almost want to cry, my nigga. And that's where I think I have the pity for her, but I do think she still deserves blame, right? Because, yo, the kid is here, right? The kid is here. The kid can't go back. But you could hear it in her voice. She feels hurt.
From the single mindset first. When your actions match what you are saying, then we could talk about us. First, I don't have to convince a grown man to convince himself till he loves me. Love isn't confusion, nightlife, plus alcohol, plus chaos. If you still want the streets, the drinks, the attention, and the single energy, that's your choice. But access to me is serious. He said, you be hanging up on me all type of kid shit, bro. Like, I'm over all that. If you don't want to be around me, make me feel good, I'm straight. Don't gotta come around me. I said, you are literally my whole heart. I give everything up to have you as our family day to day. He said, you literally mean to me. Expect me to want to fix them or change. You don't.
Now, I hope you guys are kind of like peeping game on even this conversation. This conversation is a toxic cycle. And trust me, I've been in one. Except, thankfully, there was no kids that was in the midst of the toxic finding out. Because you're realizing that she's saying to Blueface, I don't want you around me because of blah, blah. He's saying that or whatever. And they're still talking about a relationship. What they're not talking about is a child. And that's the problem. They're talking about everything but the child, right? Just listen to the conversation.
February 16th. So I said, I have enthusiasm. You just letting the demon make you believe the worst about me. He said, you don't F with me, gang. I ain't gonna force it. I said, your pride is the problem. You need to align yourself with your actions, not tell me or you want me while drunk out your mind in other people's faces. Like, you saying all these things. I do things to show you.
You see, it's a typical baby mama drama. She's kind of like, oh, I'm not cool with your actions, and me not being cool with your actions, I don't want you around. Are you trying to be with the nigga, or are you trying to have this nigga just take care of his kid and co-parent? Or is it one of those baby mama, baby daddy thing where it's like, to take care of your kid and co-parent, you got to be with me? That, you know, that becomes the thing. So I don't know. This is a really interesting situation, if you ask me.
I F with you while you do nothing but complain and makes shit difficult for no reason. I'm straight. If you ain't mutual, I was in prison. You chose to go stream instead of waiting at home for me. I don't know what this has to do with like anything. Like, he just doesn't make sense to me. I said, I'm not competing with your single lifestyle. If you want me back, that requires a different version of you. I'm not asking for perfection, but I need consistency, sobriety, and intentional behavior. Detox from the single mindset first. When your actions match what you are saying, then we could talk about us. First, I don't have to convince a grown man to convince himself till he loves me. Love isn't confusion, nightlife plus alcohol plus chaos. If you still want the streets, the drinks, the attention, and the single energy, that's your choice. But access to me is serious. He said, you be hanging up on me all type of kid shit, bro. Like, I'm over all that. If you don't want to be around me, make me feel good, I'm straight. Don't gotta come around me. I said, you are literally my whole heart. I give everything up to have you as our family day to day. He said, you literally mean to me. Expect me to want to fix them or change. You don't know my love language. So then I start babying him. But then he said, all right, I'm gonna just move on with a new family. And don't try to come stop me either. Had a chance to get you.
You see, that's what I'm saying, bro. They don't give a fuck about that, baby, bro. Oh, I'm about to start a new family. Dog, think about the one you broke already. How about that? Think about the family that you both have done messed up. And it doesn't start with y'all. It starts with the baby.
Your family back.
Oh, man.
Yo, let me tell you this. Any baby mama who, as part of them saying you should, if you're trying to get with them, or if you're trying to see a kid, or you're trying to co-parent, they need to approve of your lifestyle, or you have to get in a place where they feel like they could possibly get back with you. That's just manipulation. They're using this kid as, okay, all right, even if he goes fuck 3,000 other girls, he's going to come back to me because I'm his baby mama. And Blue is doing the same thing. So I'm not saying either of them are better than the other. He's looking at like, well, even if you go do that, you got a kid with me. That's toxic. And unfortunately, the kid is like going through it because of it. Now, I put this on my Instagram. Listen to this. And just keep her in your prayers. Honestly, listen to this.
He doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. My son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones in his own timing. Every child is different, and I'm confident in his growth. If I said it, he had a disability, then he... Right, but it's like, don't tell me. I ain't saying, not even just that. It's like, say if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro. Yeah, anybody. Sure. If they're guessing or whatever, no, the word said what the word said.
Rejecting science. First of all, God created science. Rejecting the word of science and medicine, right? And when it clearly and literally verbatim says, hey, listen, supposedly the child was showing signs of being impaired early and she ignored it. I hope that's not the reason why she turned to the Lord after getting told by man who are practicing medicine and science that, hey, your baby, there's going to be a developmental problem. I hope you don't go to God to think that, okay, all right, God, forget what they're saying. You just give me a different result. I think that's sad, because if that's the way you're going to take things, you're probably going to forego some of the necessary treatments or rehab or whatever the kid's going to need some shit. The kid is absolutely gonna need some shit, and that's why I'm a little bit like kind of confused about this whole thing, because she's still in denial that the kid needs some help.
God say what the God says. I don't have to accept what you. So it's really like me like protecting a revelation that I heard from the Lord over my son.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait when my son start walking and talking. I'm gonna just be like, exactly.
Like I told y'all.
I said it. Nah, I told y'all. He told y'all. Shoot, I was just relaying the message. It's like one of those. Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. My son does not have a disability.
Okay. All right. Now, the mom chimed in. And she, she's always going to give the full story. She says this. John, which is her son, she says John didn't even know she was keeping a baby all the way to the 5th month. It's all the way to the 5th month she said she was aborted. Now, this is why for the people who were jumping on me last time saying, no, the baby ain't his. Why does the mom and why does everybody keep saying like it's his baby? If the baby ain't yours, just end the conversation saying, I'm not the father. But there's still like, this is why I know like it is Blueface kid. Come on, stop it. Is that she was acting like she was going to abort the kid all the way to the 5th month. Please stop acting dumb. When them doctors told her about the disability, she was 5 months. When they give you an amniocentesis during your pregnancy that late, they definitely feel you in with any disabilities and details. No one is to be blamed but the mother who choose to ignore me during that pregnancy and her slow ass fans who convinced her I was hated. All that could be done is the best for him, and that's what y'all should be promoting. Now, one thing about that mom I've noticed, she's super on some I told you so stuff, which when the mom is that petty, what could you do with it? But Blueface is denying that this is his kid, right? We're kind of like figuring out like, bro, this is your damn kid, right? Oh, this is another text right here. Stop blaming me and sending me this bullshit. I've tried and she lied. Said he was in therapy. Now leave me alone. Said, please let's work together to get the baby taken care of. I promise I won't say a word. If we love our sons, we can set our prize to the side. She says to the mom, the baby has childcare. Shut the fuck up. She says, I'm talking about physical therapy. The best is there and it could be better. She says, bitch, he has that. Leave me the fuck alone. He says, I'm tired of fighting. I'm here when you're ready. He says, bitch, you weak. Leave me alone. So now she says, there's no, this is still the mom. There's nothing wrong with a disability. Your love for him should overshadow the title, and efforts in faith should be evident to help another mother accept the process of faith. Stop listening to these crazy ass people. When Jonathan was told he could play sports, he couldn't play sports no more because of an injury. We continue to play in faith, but we didn't miss one appointment of physical therapy 3 times a week. Faith without works is dead. Okay, and I am agreeing with the mom, except your son is saying that that's not his kid. So you need to check his son first before you start talking to baby moms, right? And I do think that Chrisean is tripping if Chrisean is neglecting actual care for the kid just based on she's hearing things she doesn't like and she's hoping that the Lord, like basically Jesus, take the wheel and deliver her a healthy kid, even though it's clear, like this kid is like 3 years old. This kid don't talk. Like, respectfully, the kid don't talk. You know what I mean? Like, what do we, like the kid, I don't even know when kid's supposed to talk. The kid don't talk, the kid don't walk, the kid look like he can't even sit up. Respectfully. That's a problem. That's a huge problem if you ask me. So, I don't know. All right, that was the end of that.